We're right back in with the Real People Multi-Game Solitaire Mega Tournament. Vix Beetleman is about to roll, see what his action points are for this next turn. He got a 5, which is funny because every other person played a 5. So that means the turn order is going to be decided by a roll of the die. Roll of the dice, actually, because we're just going to roll everyone's colored dice. That's really handy. I'm so glad I had the forethought. Well, I didn't have the forethought. I'm so glad I decided to give everyone their own colored die, because this situation right here makes it really useful. Okay. So the lowest number goes first. I have this feeling in my blood, which is why I'm playing again tonight, partially, and also because of home logistics, that this could be one of the last turns. It feels like it's going to be over at any moment. Alright, it looks like Lefty is going to be beginning this turn of Conquest of Planet Gheos. There's something about these two cards that I think really fits Lefty in a way. The disapproval and the feeding on the dead. Financial manager Lefty. He wants to win money, he wants to get money, he wants to get money without having to work, and it seems like in his life he's been successful. He'd like to meet an attractive millionaire because he'd like the attractive millionaire to be romanced by him in some way and get this sort of physical relationship that he longs for, and also a source of money. His personal motto is win the easiest way you can. I mean, all of his things kind of go to this material gain with very little effort, and for some reason I can understand why you would want that. Effort is not always fun. It's not always immediately gratifying, but at the same time, you know, it can be very easy to be selfish as well. It can be very easy to just see how you can get what you can get in the most kind of like forward, kind of like blinder looking way possible. To just not see the dimensions to things beyond their worth. Like a dollar, you know what you can do with a dollar. It's very quantifiable. It's very mechanical in a way. And I think the problem is when you pursue that, these tangible things that are very easy to specify and very easy to identify and define, you miss out on something. And I think that's kind of the tragedy of Lefty. I think that's why he's always left out. So that's sort of the feeding on the dead component. The disapproval, however, I feel like that might be a chicken and the egg situation. Is he the way he is because he received this disapproval in the past, or he felt like he did, or did he receive disapproval because of his own very blatant selfishness? Keep in mind, this information he's providing is provided to just some total stranger, and it's, you know, every single thing seems around this one. All the different ways he describes himself seems centered around this one trait. So that it seems like this is how he sees himself. This is stronger than just a whim. Anyway, so first thing he did on his turn was he played this Gear Up card, which gave us another round of items for everyone due to the arms race. No one's gotten rid of that yet. They've kept it in play. So let's go through what everyone got. He got a brain-sucking device, helps him in combat. Roadrunner got blue lasers, helps her in combat. Smiley got slavering Scythians, helps her in combat. And Vix Beetleman got menacing bug eyes, which I thought was very fitting. Isn't combat specific, it gives him a menace token. And Lefty has just initiated our first player versus player combat during the game. He sent 3 saucers going turbocharged speed to the city that Vix Beetleman had conquered. Now they're going to have to fight. So Vix Beetleman's obviously outnumbered. You might think that his Beetleman friends and a giant robot could tunnel over there, but they can't because it's not his turn. He can, however, use his disintegration beams and his particle wave beams. So that's going to be, could potentially be the equalizer. Right now, our total is 9-3 in favor of Lefty. And Lefty can add 2 to it, so that's 11-3. And I think that's all he has that he can add. Okay, so it's 11-3. Vix Beetleman is going to add 2 more, so that's 11-5. And then he can use his particle wave beam. This could self-destruct, causing him just to die, but it's kind of worth it. So it may have been smarter for him to actually use this first, but he's being impulsive. So he's going to roll his d6. If it gets to be a 1, it gets destroyed and his lone alien is gone. Oh no! Here's the backlash of Vix Beetleman's blessed luck. He's gone without even a fight, and this city goes to Lefty. And the city is demolished. So I think that's kind of beautiful. These two have been squabbling and picking on each other in this sort of almost classic struggle, at least in my heart of hearts, for the longest time. And this city that kind of became the crux of their tug of war, not really tug of war, but the crux of their struggle got destroyed in the process, so neither of them gets the points. They're both at 6 now as their terror multiplier. Alright, Lefty just played a scoring chip, and he scored huge. Main reason he did is he's got 3 blue cubes. Blue has a ton of these cups. I don't know if they're commerce or what they're supposed to represent, but he has a bunch of those. That scored him 90 points, and then he got some other stuff from his other cubes. Now it's time for him to draw a tile. And it's not an epoch tile. Alright, Roadrunner's turn. Another space stuff round. Everyone got one because we're in the arms race. Nothing too interesting. Well, there is one thing. She got blue lasers. That wasn't the one thing. She picked the Rhaegar Thought Probe over the Particle Wave Beam because that blew up on her, and it's been blowing up a lot. It hasn't shown itself to be a very good item in this game, but that's just the wiles of the dice, I think. Vix Beetleman got blue lasers as well, and Lefty got an ally, Dr. Zednar. Playing the role of Dr. Zednar is going to be Billy Goate 4A, who's actually the owner of and creator of Millionaire, so that's kind of cool. Remember my Dr. Zednar piece, I think it was a Dr. Zednar, I can't remember because I didn't see it fall, I just kind of heard it fall, and then one was left, there was one less, and I don't remember what all the pieces are, but fell down there. So we're using Billy Goate 4A. Dr. Zednar, he's got an interesting power. He's the weaker of the 4 allies, I think there are 4. He gives you menace tokens when he's involved in a conquest, so that's kind of nice. Probably better earlier in the game. At the start, right after she did the space stuff move, Smiley caused, well, not cause, I don't know if you can say thematically if the players can cause the overseers to intervene. I can kind of see that with Bix because I think he has a special line to the guys upstairs. But anyway, Smiley maybe talked them into it somehow to intervene and get rid of the teleportation pants. Now this has 2 effects. One effect is it's going to disallow Roadrunner from getting another chance at following her dreams, of following that alternate reality path where she had gone first last turn and taken the capital city. The teleportation pants were pretty key to her recapturing that this turn. The second thing it does is it really makes... So here's our discard pile for space stuff. Here's our draw pile. It has 1 card. There's 2 cards in the discard pile. These teleportation pants could be used to great effect by anyone. And I would submit, anyone other than Lefty who gets it is going to want to get it to get to the capital city. Lefty looks like he can just waltz in there right now. So there might be a rush to draw cards, and people can choose to draw space cards if they spend 3 action points. We'll see what happens with that. Right now, Roadrunner's going to have to reevaluate her situation and make a different decision. Roadrunner just blasted the donkey out of the National Monument. That caused both the Fruge Beastkeepers, played by Millionaire, and 2 of the saucers of Smiley to be gone. And then she turned over this town, which is a nice chance for her to pick up some terror points. So let's see what the resistance is there. Local police, she could probably take that. No one has any cards to add, so it's 6 against a 2. And she massively crushed it. I forget what they call that, but it's something like massively crushed. She has to take on something else. It's teenagers, and it is a town, so they're at +4 strength. So 4 against 6 again. And they would have crushed her. She's going to use her massive blob to just destroy them. I think she can do that after the dice are rolled. I think that's okay. Alright, so she takes this town, and that helps her. Alright, for her Gheos branch, first thing Roadrunner did was she made the blue civilization go extinct. That was kind of a sacrifice. She had 2 blue cubes. She used one to cause the war between blue and black, and the other she just got rid of. That massively hurt Lefty, which makes sense because he's now the next one after her in scoring. She's played a scoring chip as well, which gave her like over 150 some. I forget what the exact number was, but her total now is 294. She's about to draw a replacement tile. It might be an epoch tile, and it's not. So with the destruction of her national monument, Smiley has a tough decision to make. She has to decide how best to use her turn, which I guess is always a decision they have to make. But she has this one. She has 5 action points, which is just enough to use this Eating Kittens card. That would bring her terror multiplier back up to 8, which is what it was before she lost the national monument. However, that's not going to position her very well for getting any more ground. She has a lot of demolished territory here. You know, and she's stuck back in this mountain range with 2 of her guys. The rest of her guys are off the board. That nuclear weapon, that atomic bomb, really hurt her. She could take a risk and try and get what's here. She wants to draw space stuff cards, of course, because those pants are somewhere among the thing, and since there's only one there, I'm going to have to shuffle them up before she draws, since she gets to choose 2 and pick 1. So that would give her a 50-50 chance of getting the pants. Well, maybe it wouldn't be 50-50 because I'd have to draw this one and then shuffle these up. So it'd give her a 33% chance of getting the pants if she gets to draw a space stuff card. Another thing she could do is activate the arms dealer and get the same chance. That doesn't seem like a very good use of her action points, however, because it just gives her a chance of getting that. She could end up with a massive blob instead, or this particle wave beam, which she doesn't like. And there's also whatever's here. I don't remember what that is. So a lot of her cards seem geared towards her getting into combat, or she could just sit back and eat kittens. It kind of depends on whether or not she thinks the game is going to go beyond this turn. Chances are she can reach over and feel the bag. Chances are it probably will. There probably will be another turn, and then it might be a race to see who goes first, but her token is a 4, so she would probably not go first because other people have 2s left. It's a tough call on what to do. It's sort of a push your luck type of game for her right now. She only has this 1 scoring token. If she decides to use it this turn, that's saying that her multiplier, she doesn't think her multiplier will get any higher than what it is now. It may be safer to just go that route, especially since her score isn't that bad. However, her followers aren't very good either. Tough call for Smiley. And she went with the gamble, and it didn't pay off. She got the forest. However, it's maybe not a bad thing. If she does end up with another turn in the game, she's definitely better positioned to do something on her next turn. However, I don't know. I feel like I might have made a mistake, but you know, I would be singing a different tune if something else had come up other than a forest. Okay, so since Smiley could not figure out a way to take the lead this turn, no matter what play she did, she thought long and hard about it. She decided to set herself up for some future turns. So what she did was she divided the black civilization in half, which is probably good for anyone who doesn't have black, which I guess is Bix Beetleman. And then she started a white civilization over here. So she's going to benefit from the next 3 epoch tiles because she has 2 followers in white. We'll see how that pays off. She's about to draw an epoch tile right now. Or a tile right now. It might be an epoch tile. I have epochs on the brain. I keep anticipating the end of this game. It just seems like any time. It's surprising. I've said epoch tile so many times and drawn a tile, and had it not be an epoch tile, now that it is, I'm a little shocked. Okay, I got to do some scoring, and I'll come back for her next draw. This could be our last turn of the game. Alright, there's the scoring off of that epoch tile. Smiley got the most from it, 36. Partially because she has the new white, which is kind of like the old white. It has the two pyramids. Sadly, and I want to know what happened cosmically speaking with Bix Beetleman. Maybe this is his test in the desert or what. Ever since he rolled that 1, it seems like the favor of the overseers has left him. He has no pyramids now, and he used to be Mr. Pyramid when the game started. His whole kind of scoring strategy involved having a lot in pyramids. Lefty got 18, and I'll talk about there. Here's the thing though, Roadrunner, who was the leader, she didn't get that much less points than Smiley, so I don't know if Smiley's plan to pick up points with epoch tiles is going to work, but I don't know if she had any other options. Okay, let's see what else she draws. It's not an epoch tile. Alright, Sneaky Teleport came into play that, again, no one had I don't think so this time, so Bix Beetleman has a collection of quite a few aliens right now in the capital city. I wasn't really thinking too much about this, but now it's happening, so combat it is. War veteran. The Duke. Whoa. Okay, so a lot of heroes there. And the U.S. Army. So. Okay, so I'm assuming this ×2 happens before the plus. I don't know. So that's 6 plus 9. 9 against a lot, so I'm going to assume the resistance is still going to need a 6 to win. Let's see, I'm going to stop it and see if anyone has any cards they want to play, because this could be a big battle. And it happened. At Smiley's urging, the giant robot finally betrayed the Beetleman, so he's going to join the other side with its 4 strength, which is too bad because Bix had some terror counters, not terror, menace counters, which could have helped the giant robot. So now it's going to be 12 against, what did I say, 6 plus 9, 13. 12 against 13. So Bix is going to have to go to his... Oh, no, they're better than that because they have blue lasers. I forgot about that. Okay, so with the blue lasers, it's 4 times 4. It's 16 against 6, 9, 12 plus 4 is 16? No, 6, 9 plus 4 is 13. So it's 16 against 13. Bix might just see how he does, because he doesn't know what's coming up. He's going to have 2 more fights in this battle. 4 against 5, that's enough. Bix wins. I'm just going to keep it rolling so you can feel the excitement. Oh, it's a mathematician. Oh, it's U.S. fighter planes. It's a mathematician in fighter planes. Bix wins. Final one. It's an angry mob. They could win if they get a 6. They did not. Okay, Bix just took the capital. Conquested it. That's going to bring his total to 11. That's huge. And of course, Bix played his scoring chip and took the lead. He got 154 points off of that one. He had to use the multiplier while he could, even though he didn't really have much in terms of followers. With that kind of multiplier, even if you don't have that much in terms of followers, as long as you have something, you're going to get something out of it. Just by taking one black follower this turn, that gave him 55 points just with that huge multiplier. So we'll see what happens with the epoch tiles. If the epoch tiles get drawn, he's going to lose, despite his current lead, because he's really only scoring epoch-wise with black, and that's only going to give him 11 per draw, versus, you know, you can see the kind of similar what the totals would be for everyone else. So, and although Bix has the lead right now, I don't think his chances of victory are very good, and it's not an epoch tile. Alright, our players have chosen their action numbers for this turn. Looking around with two people who chose 2, they're going to have to roll off. But before they can do that... Oh, and it's notable, I think, that Bix chose a 2 rather than a D6. He's done a D6 the whole game. Lefty chose a 4. So Roadrunner and Bix are going to have to roll off. But before they do that, Smiley's going to have to roll her D6. The reason she chose that, her only other choice was a 4. So who knows what she's hoping on getting, but it was not a 4. That's cocky. I'm going to do it again. We established a precedent. A 5. That's a big roll. I wonder what that's going to mean with all these other people choosing lower numbers. Alright, there's her 5. So we'll roll off between Bix and Roadrunner to see who's going to be the first player. This could really matter here because we might not go a full round before the game is over. 3. Bix Beetleman is going to be our first player. Alright, being able to go first could have won the game for Bix Beetleman. We'll have to see what happens with the epoch tiles, as always, but he played his scoring chip and got 168 points. Before doing that, he in his alien turn, he took the small town and then tunneled his guy over to here. So basically, this small town had a red conquest marker for Roadrunner on there. He put a guy over there, moved him over. He only had 2 action points, and then just moved him right back with the Rentillion Beetleman's tunneling ability. Played a scoring chip with the 12 multiplier, which got him a lot of points. Oh, another thing he did was he wiped out the black civilization with the white civilization. So the nice thing about that for Bix is it kind of brings things full circle, but also it allows him to score the pyramids on the epoch tiles, which he likes to do. Furthermore, it hurts Lefty and it hurts Roadrunner considerably, especially Lefty, who pretty much was betting on black. Alright, let's see what Bix draws. It's not an epoch tile. Alright, Lefty's turn. He sent as many forces as he could into the capital city. It's going to be a fight between Lefty and Bix Beetleman for control of this terror multiplier of 5 additional terror multiplier points. Yeah, so before anything else happens, Bix Beetleman's going to play his We Come in Peace card, which is, for some reason, a lot of these cards seem to really fit Bix, and that is one of them. That basically gives him a free win in the first fight of the battle. Lefty can continue to press it if he wants to, and there's really no reason he shouldn't. Lefty has nothing to really stop that from happening, and so he's going to lose one of his saucers right off. I dropped some cards. I got to pick them up. Alright, so that peace card really put Lefty at a disadvantage now. It's 20-9. He really needs to get rid of at least one of Bix's aliens, if not 2. The problem is he can only get rid of one of them at a time, and that's going to be difficult. Nothing really card-wise that's going to help. He's just going to have to hope for a 6. I think that's his best chance of beating Bix Beetleman. Though he can always use his land squids to help later on. Where did I put that blue die? Does anyone see it? Ooh. Oh, it's over here. Okay. So we're gonna go roll off here. They both got 6s. I think that means it's a tie. Yeah. Alright, roll again. And they both got 5s. That doesn't mean it's a tie. He's going to release a land squid. And add this to it. If this gets a 6, he does win too. It's a 1. It's not going to add much. He's going to release another land squid. A 6. So he did win that fight. He's going to lose. Vix is going to lose that guy. That's a lot of resources for very little gain. So right now it's 16 to 9. And Vix won that one. He can release another land squid. I guess that's what he's going to have to do. Here's his land squid. And that's not going to help. So I think Lefty lost that one. Unless he... Oh, okay. He'll say it was only on stun, so he didn't win that fight. Probably should have done that before he released his last land squid. Alright, they're still going. No one's gonna back down. This is the capital city. This is the big bank. Yeah, and also not good for Lefty. Poor Lefty. I mean, he's not the nicest guy, but he still has a heart in there somewhere. He's going to play his Battle Frenzy card, which he's going to cause himself to reroll, I think. It's better if he gets a 6. And he still rolled a 2, so that's not good. He doesn't have anything else to throw into this, so he's going to lose another guy. And it doesn't really bother him too much to lose guys, because they're just going to come back. And there is still a chance. He's kind of pushing his luck here. No 6, he lost another guy. Dr. Zemnar is the only one left. He's going to just keep doing it. He got a 6! Does Vix have anything to help himself? No. Oh, he has a battle frenzy. Okay. Oh, so he keeps his... He's got to re-roll this. 4. Alright, so Bix Beetleman just beat Lefty for the capital city, and all he lost was one lousy spaceship. So Lefty could have very well found himself in a Kingmaker role. He was in a Kingmaker role. He decided not to go that way, and I think, you know, no matter how selfish and kind of maybe callous to the needs of others, I don't think he's a malicious man. I think he just kind of wants what he wants, and he doesn't want to have to do a lot for it. He doesn't have anything against Bix. He doesn't have anything against anyone else. So he's going to... He's pretty much out of the running in all likelihood. But instead of ruining it for someone, he is going to... Well, he decided to just kind of make the best of his situation. He invested in white, which was the kind of dominant thing, and scored some points with the temple. Got some points. He's not going to use the scoring chip because he's not going to be able to score enough to win the game. And so instead he's going to save it just in case. Chances are he has another shot at things. He's going to draw right now from the bag. It's not an epoch tile. And that brings us to Roadrunner's turn. She's taken her 3 action points. She has a robot butler, and she's going straight here to see if she can get something. Yep, so we will draw the card, and it's kind of luck of the draw. She's got a city. This could actually be a game changer for her. It's going to up her terror potential by 3 if she's able to take it. So let's go ahead and let's just turn over what card she has here. This is exciting. Resistance, Angry Mob. She can beat that. I know she can. Alright, she's got 9 and they have 1. And she wins. She beats the Angry Mob. She has to keep going though. What's next? It's the US Army tanks. Does she have anything special against hard people? I don't think so. She does have her blue lasers though, and I forget. So that's a 12 against 5. She destroys them. utterly. Does anyone want to get involved? I don't think anyone does, because these guys are tapped out, and Smiley doesn't have anything. All right, so next one. Whew. U.S. Army Artillery. Okay, they have a barrage. At the start of the round, they have to roll a d6, and they're going to roll it on all of her people. So we'll start with this one. And it's not a 1 or 2, we'll do this one. Not a 1 or 2, we'll do this one. Not a 1 or 2, keep being 4. Now this one. It's not a 1 or 2, so they didn't do anything. Now she's got to roll. Let's see if she can beat them. Pretty easy. However, she doesn't have her backup. Her backup is normally... Oh, she could have used this, but she didn't. Her backup is normally... Is it the first fight? Yeah. Her backup is normally her seductive glance. She doesn't have that. But she beats it anyway. So that's gonna put her in the running. I mean, that and her high score. But right now, it's looking like it's down between her and Bix Beetleman. She's at 10. She's got her last scoring chip. We'll see if she uses it this turn. So sure enough, Roadrunner did play her last scoring chip. That means there's only 2 scoring chips left in the table. The game could end via scoring chips rather than epochs. I know I've been going on and on about epochs, but the game could also end if everyone uses all their scoring chips. But anyway, here's what's really interesting that happened. They're tied. Bix, Beetleman, and Roadrunner are now tied for first place. I think she still has the better epoch scoring thing, though, so she would probably win if it came down to it. If it loses based on epoch tiles. Here's her tile. It's not an epoch tile. Alright, Smiley's taking her turn, and rather than eat kittens, she did have 5 action points. And rather than try to take the capital city with 2 people, 2 aliens, because that was the most she could muster, she decided to just take these little easy conquests here. She took this small town and this other small town. One small town was Roadrunners, the other one was Bix Beetleman's, our 2 leaders, so that was going to bring Bix down to 10, Bix down to 11, Roadrunner down to 9, and it brings Smiley up to 8. Okay, so then she did some stuff over here. She's going to play her last scoring tile, I think, or scoring marker right now. And so I'll do the scoring and come back. Smiley's nowhere near being able to win this game right now. She is going to be able to draw a tile, though, and it might be an epoch tile. Let's find out. It's not an epoch tile. And I think that is a good place to stop it for the night. I am getting rather tired. It's getting to be past my bedtime. We're approaching my bedtime anyway, and we're at the end of a turn. I don't think I could probably finish the game, but I don't think I could finish and do a good wrap up of what went on with my thoughts and things, because I'm starting to get very sleepy. I've been awake since maybe 3 this morning. So we're gonna wrap up right now, be done for the night, and I think next time we will most definitely have to finish. Even if we don't draw the epoch tile, the only scoring marker left is in the greedy hand of Lefty. And although he might clutch it until the bitter end, he could also use it if he thinks it's to his advantage. It might be the play that wins him the game. We'll see. We'll have to wait till next time. The Real People Multi-Game Solitaire Mega Tournament.